G'day, welcome to the Boomerang channel. The Delicate Arch by Colorado Boomerangs. Distance boomerang, you see it's got weights in the tips. First the benchmark, as usual. Just giving myself some more room. Okay, I don't know if you picked up where that landed. That was off, way off to my left, but it's very, very light breeze. Almost still air, and that's what I would expect from a distance boomerang like that. I threw that, contrary to Colorado's instructions, with the lift arm, like I throw most boomerangs. I found it, if I throw it with the dingle arm, as they have in their instructions, you get less distance. So rating, fit for purpose. It says light to heavy wind, and it's kind of an intermediate boomerang. Doesn't actually state that on the instructions, but light wind, as you can see, it'll only do a C-shape circuit. It won't come right the way around because it needs that wind to give it that that lift to carry it back to the thrower. So that's pretty broad range, light to heavy wind. So I gave that sort of came down. I would have said medium to heavy wind, if anything. So that mark came down to a middle mark of 3. All things are rated out of 5, as I should mention. There are a total of 15 criteria, a possible total of 75 for a perfect boomerang, and lowest score of 15. So age rating appropriate. It doesn't actually state an age rating, but I assume we'll bring that back to a 3. Experience level, intermediate or advanced, so that's a 4. I'd agree with that. Weight and distance, layover. I've got down here that it needs more layover in calm conditions. Perhaps I should have thrown that with a bit more layover. To give it more lift to get it to come back. Alright, so learn as you go, don't you? The span efficiency, it's 34 centimetre span or 13.5 inches, and its efficiency, because there's very little weight in the top of the arch, in the elbow. It doesn't have an elbow, it's a curve, a delicate arch, but that part of the boomerang. So efficiency wise, I rated that the highest it can be, to a 5. Wind rating, as I said before, it says light to heavy, which is too broad a rating, but I still, so that gave that a 3. Flight path, in low wind, that C-shaped flight path, I mean that's what you can expect of a boomerang of that design. I gave it a 4. Catchability, it's a 4 when it does come back, and because there's a lot to grab onto. The hover, I rated that a 3, because it does come back at a fair old whack. It doesn't come down in a hover, it doesn't complete its circle and then start another circle or an S. So yeah, that's a middle score of 3. Distance, as stated, is 4. The visibility, that's contrast against the sky, grass, sand and seaweed. It's on the flat side of it, it's a sandy coloured timber, clear timber. and it's not all that visible against a lot of sands. So yeah, again, that's a middle rating of 3. The instructions are great. I rated them as a 5. As for all Colorado boomerangs, they even have, you know, troubleshooting diagrams and easy to follow instructions about repair. So that got its highest rating. Tunability, I gave that a 4. You probably wouldn't put something with lead weights in the tips in a microwave, but otherwise it's quite tunable with the old hairdryer technique. Materials and finish, 5 ply, I think birch, not quite sure, and so I gave that a 4. It's good, but it could be made out of better materials, which would be a bit stronger if you had like an 8 ply or a 10 ply finished birch. Value for money, middle score of 3. Overall rating 53 points, so that's a high 3, low 4. Okay. Thanks for watching, and if you want to see more videos, maybe subscribe to my channel. Cheers.